Win number 903, Mike Krzyzewski, now the winningest Division I men's basketball coach of all time, passing his mentor Bob Knight. In 37 years, we've watched Coach K become arguably the greatest of all time. Here's a look back at some of the journey.
I always thought I wanted to be a coach. I never thought that it would be at this level, which would have been fine. When I was in high school, I thought of being a high school teacher and a coach, and that would be the very best thing in the whole world. And if it happened that way, it probably would have been good.
Coach wasn't thrilled about it, but his parents wanted their youngest son to go to West Point, so that's where he went.
When I was recruited by Coach Knight for West Point, it was an honor, but I didn't want to go. I didn't want to be a soldier, and I wanted to be a point guard and dribble behind my back and shoot. But my parents understood what West Point would do for me, and it would change my life, and it did. And I would not be where I am today without going to West Point.
Following up on that, you've been quoted as saying, and I quote, "West Point is my foundation and Duke is my passion and heart." How has the military academy shaped who you are today?
You know, Rick, I think in order to get the best of who you're going to be, you have to go through barriers, your limitations. And at West Point, they break them down real quick. They show you your weaknesses, and then they also show how you can make them strengths. And I just got better there, but I also knew that failure would never be a destination.
Coach's career began in 1975, right back at West Point, where he led the cadets for 5 years. But his next destination soon became Durham. Duke beat Maryland to win the 1980 ACC title. Head coach Bill Foster left for South Carolina, and on March 19th, Mike Krzyzewski was introduced as the new Blue Devils head coach.
First of all, it's K-R-Z-Y-Z-E-W-S-K-I. And if you think that's bad, it was a lot worse before I changed it.
Well, your first couple years were rough.
Real rough.
And then you got a boost from an incredible class that you mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Dawkins, Mark Gallery, Jay Billis, Dave Henderson. How was that group able to turn things around for you in the program?
When we got that class, it was rated the #1 class, the recruiting class, after we had missed out on everybody the year before. Those guys brought in character. They were the foundation. By their senior year, along with Tommy Amaker the next year, they won 37 games and were playing for a national title. And really, they set the parameters, you know, like the identity, the profile of the guys that we should recruit. Good players with good character who are good students and will identify with what a team wants to accomplish.
Like any high-level program, their goal was to win championships, and that's exactly what they did.
And that's it. The Blue Devils, under Mike Krzyzewski, have taken it 68-67 over Georgia Tech, and Mark Price comes over to hug and shake the hand of Johnny Dawkins.
In 1986, that great class of seniors brought Coach K their first of 11 ACC titles and his first visit to the Final Four. He would have 3 more trips there in the next 4 seasons before reaching the mountaintop twice, winning it once in 1991 and again back-to-back in 1992.
When I first started coaching, going to the Final Four was like a dream. It'd be like going to the promised land. And by that time, I felt, you know, we were going to win a national championship. You know, it wasn't something we weren't going to do. And my guys won an incredible game in the semis against UNLV. Then we played a really good game and beat Kansas for the national title. And I thought that group was deserving. And then when they came back, then I thought we could win it again because they were all back and they had huge egos. They were a cool group. They made coaching very easy.
Coach is quick to point out that trophies and honors that he has received over the years couldn't have been realized without his wife, Mickey. 40 years later, his family includes 3 daughters, 3 son-in-laws, and 7 grandchildren.
You got married to Mrs. K on the same day as your commencement at the academy. How has the relationship with her helped you with the ups and downs of coaching?
Yeah, we got married on graduation day. You couldn't be married if you were a cadet. So I graduated late morning, early afternoon, and 5 o'clock. We were getting married with sabers and my blue uniform, and she looking very beautiful. And 40 years later, we're still doing it.
What was it like coaching 13 to 15 individual guys in the locker room, a manly type setting, and then transitioning to having 3 daughters at home?
Well, for me, having daughters was the best thing in the world. If I had 3 more youngsters, I'd want 3 more daughters. And they've been the best. I'm their daddy. And the girls have added a dimension in my life that has been great. A different way of looking at things. It's been a great balance.
But now, the focus is on a team that is looking for a 9th ACC title in the last 12 years and another run to the Final Four. The journey continues, and 30 years later, after arriving at Duke, success has always been the destination.
Well, the thing that I've remembered the most and loved the most is the fact that every day I'm proud to be the coach at Duke. I mean, everyone who's associated with Duke University is associated with that brand of excellence.
Coach K's 903 wins and counting is likely never to be reached, but one can never be sure. What we do know for a fact, though, is it's been fun to watch. I'm Kyle Montgomery.